Oh, this is the worst gun ever made. I give up. Hey guys, 22 Plinkster here. I like innovation. I like new firearms. I like old firearms. I like to collect weird and strange firearms. But one of the worst firearms ever created in the world was this guy. I finally own a zip gun. Let's get into the video. One of the saddest stories in all of firearm manufacturing comes with the zip gun. The zip gun is known to be one of the worst, the most unreliable firearms, much less a 22 LR, on the planet. Let's go over some of the backstory on the zip gun. Douglas Donnelly owned U.S. Firearms Manufacturing Company. And that company was well respected because they made replicas of single action Colt revolvers. They did really, really good work on their revolvers. And he had an idea to create a 22 LR bullpup, the zip gun. So for 2 years, he sold off all his equipment, all his tooling, all his dyeing to make those Colt single action. And that way he could put money into his idea, his dream, which is the zip gun. The zip gun was first advertised in December of 2012. And at SHOT Show of 2013, a month later, this thing came to the market. Now, I remember when I first started doing YouTube in 2013, January 2013, I've already been doing YouTube videos for about 2 years, and I didn't have a large following, probably about 10,000 followers or so. But I remember the messages that I got on the zip gun. Plinkster, please review the zip gun. Please review the zip gun. But at that time, when these guys first came out, I think they were like $350, maybe $400. It was a lot of talk. It was a lot of talk about this handgun. But unfortunately, back in that time, I made no revenue from YouTube whatsoever. I had no sponsorship. I had 2 young kids. I had a mortgage, and I did not really have $350, $400 to go out and buy something like this just to make a video on, never to be able to recover my spendings in making that video. So I wanted one to shoot it, but after a while, the zip gun faded from my memory, it faded from my thoughts. And fast forward now to 2020. I've kind of pondered getting one, but they only made a couple hundred of these guys, well, a few hundred. I think less than 500 of the zip gun was actually manufactured. And I was in a local gun store about a week or 2 ago, Goodlettsville Gun Shop. It's actually where I bought my first 22 ever at the age of 21. I was talking with the owner in there, and after we're talking for like 30 minutes, he said, "I've got something that you need." And he pointed over there in the case, and it was the zip gun. Now, it did not have this nice little Leupold optic on it, but it did have this nice BX-25 magazine. He said, "You know what, I want to make you a really, really good deal on it. I've always wanted one of these. Not all firearms have to be practical, guys. This is probably the least practical firearm that I own, and it is definitely the most finicky firearm that I own, but I wanted it, especially when they only made less than 500 of these guys." One day, here in about 40 years or so, you may see this firearms on Antique Roadshow worth $10,000. I doubt it, but who knows? But he gave me a really good price on this gun, so I took it home and I shot it. And after saying all of that, now that you know a little bit of the history of the zip gun, let me show you why it was one of the worst, if not the worst, firearms ever created. First, you have to get over the hideous design of the zip gun. All right, the cool thing about this, and if there's any firearm companies out there listening, okay, one of the coolest things that you can bring to market is a 22 pistol, a small 22 pistol. I'm not talking about the size of a Ruger Charger, okay, but a small 22 pistol like this that will take Ruger 10/22 magazines. If you're listening, I would love to see it. I know a lot of people would get it because it would be cool to have something that would work reliably with a Ruger 10/22 magazine, everything from a 10-round rotary magazine to a BX10, BX15, BX25, and even like your 100 and 110 round drum mags. That would be cool to own. But why this gun failed? Several reasons, okay? First reason is to charge the firearm. To put a round into this firearm, you have to almost put your hand in front of the muzzle. Now this has got a little bitty small stainless steel sleeve barrel, and on the outside of it is polymer. So it's got like a little polymer casing that has a little pencil stainless steel barrel inside of it. But to charge the firearm, this is how bad this firearm is. This side over here will charge a round into the firearm, okay? This side over here, this button over here, it was designed to clear the malfunctions, okay? Knowing that this firearm was going to malfunction a bunch, he went ahead and put one of these guys right here on the side to help clear the malfunctions, and it will also reset the firearm. So if you get a light primer strike and without ejecting that round, you simply press this back right here, it will reset the firearm and you can try to take another shot. It's one of the worst ideas I've ever seen in my life, because you've got to put your hand almost in front of the muzzle. You got to be very careful to manipulate the firearm. Horrible, horrible idea. The other thing that was bad about the idea was the ejection from the side here. Well, I'm right-handed, so you're supposed to grab the firearm like this and like this. If you're lucky enough and a round actually fires and ejects, a lot of times those hot casings land on your phalange, which hurts really, really bad. So not only that this firearm, it's awkward to hold, it's awkward to shoot, it's unreliable. And I think a lot of the reason that it's unreliable and awkward is because there is no extractor in this firearm. I couldn't even see an ejector. So this firearm is operating on 100% blowback to just shoot the round. Once it shoots the round, the bolt opens up and that empty casing just tries to go somewhere. It sometimes comes out, but most of the time it gets stuck in there. Without an ejector or without an extractor, this firearm never had a chance. All right, I've got loaded up here in a standard Ruger 1022 rotary magazine, and I am going to be running my camera here in autofocus. I don't know how well this is going to work out or not, because usually I set my cameras up on manual focus, but I want to show you the malfunctions, or attempt to show you. So if I'm out of focus right now, I apologize. So I've got loaded up 10 rounds of some CCI standard velocity, all right? And so like I said before, this is where you charge the firearm. I hate doing this, okay? Hopefully it'll put one, see, right there, right off the get-go. Come on, focus camera. All right, right off the get-go, I don't know if you can see that round in there. It's lodged. All right, finally made it in there. All right, so here we go, let's shoot this thing. Got my earplugs in. All right, the firearm is off of safety, my red dot is on. All right, one shot. All right, see if you can see that. That is probably one of the most common malfunctions of the firearm. All right, so you've got the empty casing. That's what happens when you do not have an ejector or an extractor. Now let's see if I can clear this malfunction. Man, this is, all right, so I cleared that one. And this is just not this handgun, guys. All zip guns do this. All right, let's try it again. Look at this malfunction. All right, come on camera, focus. Focus, there we go. All right, look. It lodged that empty casing right here into the side. Come on. All right, now it's trying to double feed. Good googly moogly. All right. Let's try it again here. Oh, now the magazine won't go in. All right, here we go. Every single time. This is the worst firearm ever created. I had high hopes when I bought it that maybe for some strange reason, the one that I bought would actually run and run correctly. Watch this, 100 yards with the Zip gun. I have found out that is relatively accurate. 100 yards out there on the plate. That's a hit. Oh, look at that malfunction. I don't even know what you call that. That is a very strange, so it's like empty cases in there and it's trying to double feed. All right, let's try it again. All right, let's go back out at 100 yards. Hit, hit, and yet another malfunction. Now what's wrong? What's wrong? Oh, this is the worst gun ever made. See if we can fire at least 2 in a row, or 3. All right, see if that reset it. And yet again, I give up. So the USFA Zip 22 bullpup pistol, it was a major fail, huge fail. Like I said, they only made less than 500 of them and the company went bankrupt. I think USFA ended up losing their FFL and they stopped manufacturing the firearm. Am I upset that I bought this? No, I bought this gun knowing exactly what it was. You know, it's a poor design, it's awkward to hold, and unless you want to have your trigger finger burned all the time, I would never suggest you shooting one of these. But if you're a collector like I am, you know, you've got to have something weird and unusual in your collection. And this guy right here has to be one of the most unusual firearms in my collection. Guys, thank you very much for watching. If you have any questions or comments about the Zip 22, put them in the comments below or go over to my Facebook page, Instagram page, or Twitter pages and ask them there. Until next time, y'all be safe and keep blinking.